we have here in the studio today two lovely women from Women in Business Networking, WiBN, which is a Better Business Bureau association
program.
Mm-hmm. That's the word I need. Mm-hmm. Jeanne Porter and Cindy Gaboury. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
And happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, too.
Great. So, for those of us who don't know, and I'm not pointing fingers at Tom or anything, but tell us a little bit about WiBN and what you do.
Well, Women in Business Networking is about 6 years old. It was developed in 2008. And our mission for Women in Business Networking is to provide forums for women to build relationships, because that's what networking is about, building relationships, so that they can grow both professionally and personally. And we do that by three things. We offer education, resources, and recognition of women in our community.
Mm.
When you say the networking and building relationships, is it building relationships with other women in business or other businesses or people in general?
Building relationships within the organization.
Okay.
I think that's probably the key to the success of this organization, of this program.
Right.
It's women come into this organization saying, how can I make you a success, rather than how can you make me a success if I join you?
Mm.
And it gives it a total different slant to the whole.
I was wondering that because I'm reading, I was on your website and I was reading some of the different, comments and different things and the description of certain, some of these, the programs or events that you have coming up. And the language is a little different than what you might see on other business networking sites or associations, organizations. And I feel like you guys still sort of have a focus on helping people be successful, but there's other language in there. So can you talk about that? There's like this. There's sort of like when you talk about personal advancement, sort of like growing yourself, personal development.
Right.
That's sort of the word that comes to mind when I read some of the descriptions on the website.
Well, let me give you an example of something that happened within the organization just not too long ago. General Motors, when they closed in the Dayton area, we had someone come and visit on one of our coffee talks, and she's upper management, engineer, and she mentioned that she would like to go from there to maybe higher education or government position, and particularly Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Mm. So I kind of tucked that information away, and on our advisory board at that time, and our founding board, we had a lieutenant colonel that was retired from Wright-Patterson Air Force Base with a background in HR. So I mentioned this to Cheryl, and she said, why don't you send her to me? And so I did, and she kind of really took her under her wing, helped her rewrite her resume for government positions, took her to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base and introduced her to HR. And then what happens 5 months later, she has a high-level management position at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. So it's that continuous support of one another. If there's a need, we try to fill that need. And for the last couple of years, we've probably really begun to attract women that are in career transition because they know of the support that's within this group. Mm-hmm. So if someone is looking for something in a particular career opportunity, and someone knows someone, that's what it's like. It's someone knows someone that knows someone that knows someone, and connects it all together for us. Yes.
Yeah,
that is exactly how it goes.
The old adage, it's not what you know, but who you know.
It is.
So and who they know.
You are the who you know people, right?
That's right.
You can use that if you want.
That's right.
Now, Jeanne, you are the founder of WiBN.
I am
is
the
that
founder,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Now, tell me how, this is a Better Business Bureau program. So explain that a little bit.
We are a program of Better Business Bureau of Dayton, Miami Valley. Mm-hmm. And what happened in January 1st, we merged with the Better Business Bureau because last year I really began to think about the succession of women in business networking and what happens to it someday. Mm-hmm. And we have probably 40 women that are volunteering their time and talents to this program to make it a success, or this organization, over the past 6 years. So I really felt like there was too much time and talent invested in making this organization, or this now program, a success, that I didn't want it to fall along the side when I leave. So I began thinking about how do I make this program grow. And first of all, I thought about I needed to partner. The reason I began thinking about this was because we've had inquiries from cities like New York, Chicago, Charlotte, North Carolina, asking, how do we get a WiBN in our city? And going national was a huge, huge piece. And I didn't have the funding, nor I had the manpower to go national. So we began preparing for that a couple of years ago. We developed standard operating procedures for all of our events, and we host 111 events annually. And we have position descriptions for all of our volunteers, and then we have someone working on an operations manual for us. In fact, if that happened, we would be prepared for that. So last year when I began thinking, okay, I don't think that's going to happen with just me doing this, so I'm going to start looking within our community for an organization that has the same values, the same ethics that Women in Business Networking has. And of course, the Better Business Bureau floated to the top. So I mentioned it to someone that was on my advisory, one of our chairs of our coffee talks, that's an employee of the Better Business Bureau, about becoming a program of the BBB of Dayton, Miami Valley, and she said that she loved the idea, took it to the CEO and president, and he liked the idea. I wanted to talk more about that. So we met, we developed a committee, we called it an exploratory committee, and we took some board members from the BBB, the Dayton and Miami Valley, and also from WiBN, and some staff. And we kind of talked out all the ifs and ands and hows and whens, and it happened on January 1st that we merged.
Of this year.
Yes.
Very cool, very excellent. Tell me a little bit about this coffee talk that you have coming up. This is an event that's coming up later this week in Westchester, and the topic is the heart of the matter.
The heart of the matter, right. Coffee talks are a roundtable business discussion. We have a facilitator and a topic each month. We have 8 different coffee talks in different locations. And so it just gives an opportunity for women to sit around and kind of a more intimate, personal discussion about whatever the topic is that day. And so it has been very well received. There's no charge for these coffee talks, so that's the place that I encourage people to start WiBN, to attend a coffee talk, become introduced to WiBN and the quality of the women that are in this organization.
Very interesting. Is this sort of just a casual networking meeting, or is it a facilitated sort of introduction, round robin kind of a thing?
It is a facilitated. What we ask the facilitator to do is introduce the topic, tell a little bit about it, and then encourage the discussion. And it doesn't take very long for women to become discussing that topic.
No, I would imagine not. And you said there's 11 of them.
There are 8 coffee talks.
Okay,
yes.
Is that every month?
Yes.
8 a month.
Yes.
Wow, that's
Well,
a
not
lot.
exactly every month, if my math serves me correctly, but...
But there's 2 on each, there's 2 locations on one day.
Okay,
That's
just slip
why.
them in there. Okay,
Yes. And
gotcha.
on the 3rd Saturday, we offer a social media Saturday coffee talk. Yeah, for those women that can't get away from maybe workplace to attend coffee talks.
Cool.
Well, the first thing I thought of when you said our program has a different language, it made me think about how what most people say is we're not competing. We're not a competitive group of women. That probably what we're known best for is supporting each other. And probably the best example I could think of is 2 companies that were doing staging for homes.
Okay, like real estate staging.
Yes, exactly. And there was one of them who they actually ended up supporting each other, I don't know, for a couple of years, maybe a year or 2. And when one of them had decided to go a different direction and go toward her husband's business, she knew exactly where she wanted to go and who she wanted to support to give her business to.
Oh.
So that's really what we're all about. Is it doesn't matter if we're all in the same business, we're there to support each other.
Cindy, is there a percentage off the top of your head, percentage of the folks that are involved, the women that are involved, are they business owners? Are they women in business? Both? What is the makeup of the
I don't know what
membership?
the percentage is to you, Jeannie, but I know that we are an amazing, perfect mix of entrepreneurs, direct sales, CEOs. We even are very, very blessed to have the support of our senators and commissioners, and they attend things regularly. So it's a wonderful mix.
So like it's a professional group.
Exactly.
It is.
It's a group of women's professional group.
But it doesn't feel like it. That's probably the best part.
No, it was when we first developed it. It was developed to reach out to women, whether they were small business or large business owners, but also for corporate women, for women in nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last couple of years, we have begun attracting women in career transition.
Mm-hmm.
And women in their career transition, several of them have started their own business after a lengthy search for a new career opportunity and being unsuccessful at that. And they've said to me many times, I would have never started a business on my own, never even thought about doing it until I had the support and the encouragement of the women in business networking. So it makes a big difference. I've seen lives change in the last few years. Women really are seeking out support in people that own their own businesses, women that own their own business. I have to share a story with you. When we first started Women in Business, probably 2 years after that, we started an entrepreneur group, and we limited it to 20 women so that they could have a place to come, share some ideas and thoughts, and more of an intimate group. And it filled very quickly, and we were asked to start another group, which we did. So within the year, we started 5 entrepreneur groups, serving 100 women.
Wow.
Entrepreneurs that were seeking out support and how to. And not people that are just starting a business, but women that have been in business for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it made a really great group, a dynamics in the group, that we have somebody that owns a business for 20 years and someone that's just starting a new business. So, you know, what the funny thing is some of those women have, and this has been 3 years since we've, we've kind of we paired all those 5 down to 1, and we meet from September to July now. And we have the same curriculum. We developed a curriculum for it, and we have the same curriculum every year. But there are probably 3 or 4 women that continue to come back for the last 3 years, because the dynamics in the groups changes so much, because there's new people that come in. There's newer businesses or older businesses and whatever. So it's been a very successful piece forward.
When you say you devised a curriculum from September to May for these groups, for the women in these groups, it, in my mind, it connected with what you had said initially, that you offer education as one of the components of the support of this group. So can you tell us a little bit more about the curriculum?
Well, it really talks, it's really a discussion group. I mean, we have an individual by the name of Amy Gant that is the facilitator of that entrepreneur group. And we talked about different things, like last month we talked about, everybody has a business plan or a marketing plan, but do we have a networking plan? And that's a whole different piece, and it was very interesting to find out what that networking plan was about. And so as an outcome of that, we recently have been asked, several of us in WiBN, as a panel, to sit on as a panel for the Women Council of Realtors about networking and referrals, because that's their business, as referrals. And so we are, in June, we will be going and talking to them about that on this panel, about networking. So it's just different pieces of running a business, whether, you know, it's the relationship building, the networking, the not so much the how-tos, not writing a business plan. Those are different pieces of being an entrepreneur, but it's more the nuts and bolts of how you do and how you've experienced things, how you've dealt with issues at hand.
My role is, as an advisory board member, to reach out to these companies and find that bridge to where I'm communicating with them. One of the things I'm doing right now is coming into the office and contacting some of our members to find out how WiBN is working for them. See
Okay.
if they have any comments, suggestions, and just getting to know them a little better. That way when we have upcoming events, I can connect with them on a personal level.
Gotcha. So you can plug them into the right places.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. I got it. She's a plugger.
Oh,
like
there,
it.
there we
Yeah.
go.
Somebody's got to do it.
PR person.
PR person,
Yeah.
right. So, bridges to success. You said that's part of what you're doing, is making these bridges for the corporations and the nonprofits. But that leads right into this program you guys were talking about in the break.
Right. Last year, we were so happy to release our new mentoring program called Bridge to Success. And what we did is we sought out 12 CEOs and women CEOs and presidents of companies within our community and asked them to mentor women. And not necessarily young professional women, it's women. I'd love to be one of the mentees, really, to be honest with you. The quality of the mentors that we have in this program is astounding. And they have expressed to me they are learning as much from the mentees as they are, as
Is
the
that right?
mentees are learning from the mentors,
Yeah.
yes. So it's really been a give and take, and it's on both sides. But last year it's a 2-year program. The first year is the mentoring, and we had 12 women in the program that started last year. The second year is leadership development. So the first group of 12 will begin their second year of leadership development this year. Last week we kicked off the first year of the second group. We have 15 women this year in the new group, and they will begin their mentoring this year. So we're really very, very proud of that, because it gives the opportunity for women to relate to other women. And I'll give you some example. We have like a vice president of marketing and communications for a large health corporation. And how many times do we have, whether you're a business owner or whether you're a marketing person or a business owner, that you get to go in and talk to the vice president of communications and marketing of a large corporation. You just don't have that. They just don't give that time away that much.
Right.
So it's really an astounding program. It's given women. I've heard success story after success story, and these mentors really take the time to really find out what the needs are of these women that they're looking for, and they talk to these mentors about what if or how do, or those are the kind of things that. And I've seen several women have changed careers since they've been in this mentoring program, because they really have been seeking out what they really want for their life. And so these mentors have been able to help them guide
What a
them.
great program, because it sort of everybody says, get a mentor, it's going to be very beneficial for you. But to find one that's good for you, that's like dating. And then to convince them to spend the time with you, I mean, they may be great, but if they haven't signed up with this idea of like, yeah, I'm going to spend time mentoring somebody, that's a sell. So here, sounds like you've created something where people have already made that commitment to help somebody else in a different part of their business professional life cycle, and you're kind of the matchmaker, right? You're bringing the two dates together, and maybe there'll be babies.
Right. What's exciting about that program is there's a rotation of mentors. These 12 women have the opportunity to visit with all 12 of these mentors.
Really?
Not just one, but all 12 of those CEOs and presidents.
Wow.
Every month.
Are there
No, nothing for men.
Okay, well, there went my question.
Well, how does somebody become a member of WiBN?
Well, membership is not required. It's an option. However, it does offer some incentives. There's discounts to our events. But I think we like the promotion part of the membership. Well, we have a newsletter that goes out every Monday morning. It's called the Monday Morning Moments, and we feature our members in that newsletter by publishing their photo and a bio of them and some information about their company. We promote them on social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, And it just gives them an opportunity to become more a part of the group if they're a member. But I've never wanted anybody to feel that they have to be a member to attend any of our events.
Wow.
And we have incredible partners also as an incentive of being a member of Women in Business Networking, like the Dayton Performing Arts. They give us some special prices and tickets for different shows, so a lot of good benefits.
Nice
to
little
being a
perks.
member.
Very nice.
WiBN was developed as a Women in Business Networking LLC, for-profit organization. And we operated like that up until January 1st of this year, when we merged with the Better Business Bureau of Dayton and Miami Valley. And we are now a program of. Before I was the president and founder of Women in Business Networking, and now I am the director and founder of Women in Business Networking, and an employee of the Better Business Bureau of Dayton and Miami Valley.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That is really, so you started it and ran it as a business, and had actually had so much success that the BBB kind of wanted to incorporate you.
I went
And they
to
have.
them. I
Or-
really approached them about becoming a part of their program.
Yeah. She's a go-getter. I can tell that right now.
She went and got it.
That's right. She did. That's right. She did. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
If somebody wants more information about the organization, would like to consider joining or the events, best way is
The website is WiBN.org.
Okay.
Lots of information on there.
Okay.
Tells you a little bit about our membership, about all of our events are listed on there. We have a conference coming up in September I'd love to share with you on September 24th.
Please. Yeah.
It's an annual conference that's held in Dayton at the Sinclair Ponent Center, and we attract close to 300 women at that conference. It's a leadership development, and we have a fantastic program for you coming in September.
Fantastic. I want to point out, this is a little thing that I found when I was thinking about doing this. I just want to say this is from the Harvard Business Review study in 2013. Ready? I'm going to
Okay.
do it really fast because I know we don't have a lot of time.
Go for it.
According to a study conducted there on the difference between men and women's brains, here are some of the differences that they find.
Size.
Physiologically,
Oh.
yes. Men's brains have approximately 6.5 times more gray matter than women's.
Gray is good, isn't it?
Gray matter characterizes information processing centers. However, women's brains have nearly 10 times more white matter than men's. The white matter facilitates the connections among different centers of the brain. Scientists now theorize that those differences could explain why men tend to excel in tasks that depend on sheer processing power, while women are much stronger in tasks that call for assimilating and integrating and communicating disparate pieces of information.
I have no idea what you just said.
Here's my point. I think those research findings have been corroborated.
Hey, so you know, it's not an easy thing to be an entrepreneur. It takes a lot of hard work. But if you've got the guts, the vision, and the determination to go out and start your own business, well, then we want to help. You're not alone. Just listen to American Dreamers right here every Sunday night on 55 KRC, the talk station, and you can hear the stories of entrepreneurs who are facing the same challenges as you are in your business. And we'll introduce you to industry professionals who are only successful in their business if they can help you thrive in yours. Until next time, I'm Tom Tassett.
And I'm Sunho Donovan, and we want you to go out there and be an American dreamer.